pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tack McKinley. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it's going to be 3rd down and forever.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Vic Beasley able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 20. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Falcons have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together formulating a streak. Got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
The Bucs on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. He's got Evans. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They go play action here on first down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Time here to remind you that coming up later tonight on Sunday Night Football, it's the Seahawks and the Eagles from Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And then tomorrow night on Monday night, more Birds with the Ravens involved in that one. Sadly not taking on the Cardinals or Falcons, though. Instead, they'll match up with the Rams in L.A. Brian will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan, and it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They run Devontae Freeman. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. From the shotgun, Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage?
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 4th down, and out comes the Falcon kicker, Giorgio Tavecchio. This one from 48 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Jameis Winston and the rest of the Bucs set to begin this next drive. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. So let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that out.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Jameis to throw it. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Scott Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball? There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Justin Hardy. As the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Jameis now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Final play of the half here. Winston. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So we have reached, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Off the play fake, Winston. Going deep this time for Miller. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Scott Miller with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned,
it got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 39 yards there, a big one.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have to fight another down.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play in football.
And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, it's Ryan. Gets it off to Freeman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run it here with Logan. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Grady Jarrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the pressure gets to him again. Adrian Claiborne, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 30. Past the 20, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone. You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Now a give, right side. Logan. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's got this down to the 35. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Play action now. Winston. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Grady Jarrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
3rd and long for Winston. And he's going to go down again. Vic Beasley in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Let's go.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. Matt Ryan trying to lead the Falcons from behind. Last year in 16 starts, just 1 fourth-quarter comeback for the QB. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Devin White in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now Ryan. The surprise second-round pick, Sean Bunting, there to get a hand in. The Falcons on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Holding offense.
Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. On play action, Winston going up top for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Play fake, Winston. And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. They'll try and run with Freeman. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. A look at Jameis Winston now as he gears up to lead this offense again. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning. And the ball is knocked out. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 53. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and the time we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. It's Logan. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
We're ready. 125.
On 1st down, Logan. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They run with Logan. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow. Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Matt Ryan of the offense, down by 5, 34 seconds to go. They've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Ryan. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
I got him. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. All right, 25.
Here's Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. One last shot for Ryan. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some